Good day, everybody. Welcome to Docklands Day 4, and welcome to DocTalk Daily. I'm Joni Cooper, Director of Programming for DocLands Documentary Film Festival. I'm a white woman with shoulder-length brown hair. I'm wearing a pale green blouse, and I'm sitting in my light-filled office at home, and I have some fresh-cut flowers on the wooden credenza behind me. On this final day to cast your 2021 Doc Pitch vote, I'd like to introduce the winner of last year's Doc Pitch Audience Choice Award, Diane Whalen. She pitched her project 500 Days in the Wild last year when she was deep in the heart of the Rocky Mountains of Canada. And I will also add there might be a bit of a delay as she's going to tell us where she is now because she's out there somewhere.
Hi, Joni.
Deanne, welcome.
Hi, Joni. Thank you. Yes, I'm near Trapper Creek, BC right now. I'm with the support vehicle for the production. 500 Days in the Wild, as you know, Joni, I'm approaching year 6 now on this 24,000 kilometer journey. And a few weeks ago, British Columbia went into a COVID lockdown. And because during COVID, I've been supported by my partner, my amazing partner, Louisa Robinson. She doesn't feel comfortable driving the van around naturally, you know, and so we're just being respectful. And it's been a real gift, actually, just to stop like only 600 miles before the end of this journey and have some time to reflect and just drop inside instead of going out horizontally all the time. Drop down vertically a little bit and just check in with what the experience has been. So it's great to be here and so grateful for Docklands and happy to do anything I can to support you. And so grateful for your support for this project.
Thank you so much. And that is a bit longer than 500 days, your original 500 days, now over 6 years, but it just sounds like you've learned so much and you have what appears to me to be building an incredible community around this film.
Yeah, after some initial skepticism around social media, we all know the dark side. It can also be another storytelling, a very powerful storytelling medium. If you don't just use it to hashtag a bunch of companies so you can get free socks, it actually can have some deeper meaning for you. I've tried to never commercialize my social media. It was never about reaching a certain number of people and then start advertising or generating revenue. For me, it really just is another way of sharing my journey and sharing story and trying to keep it really authentic and really sincere. And so as a result of that, I mean, I'm not what you would call a social media influencer, but my social media following, that even seems alien to me. I've met people have been following this journey for 6 years, some of them, and their comments and their back and forth. It's been another way of building relationship and community around the project. Absolutely. And I don't think there was a time that ever showed that stronger than through Docklands last year, where all of a sudden it was like business couldn't operate as normal. And so we went online with the voting and I was able to reach out to these people and, was just blown away by how many of them took the time to go to your site and to vote for the film. And really, there isn't a more diplomatic way of arriving at a grant than to be chosen by thousands of people instead of some sort of elite panel. Lots of great elite panels out there, but there's something very rewarding about being voted by people just like who are resonating with what you're doing on some level. And so it's free. It's one way that you can actually really help a filmmaker, is to vote for them and participate in the process.
Exactly. And do you also find these days, if you're trying to, and I know you fund your films differently than a lot of filmmakers, but do you find that funders often ask, what is your following? What is your social community like, to see if you've got kind of an edge on getting the word out? And I think by what you've done, being out there authentically speaking about your project, that has so many facets to it and is so important in so many ways, that will ultimately help your film. I mean, that's one reason why I believe in an Audience Choice Award at Doc Pitch, because the audience is the end game, right?
Yeah. No, like I said, there's something very democratic about it, right? It's being voted by a collective of people, and there's lots of ways of community, and I know we all long for the community of touch and human contact, but there are a lot of things to be said for this. I have spent a lot of time alone in the last 6 years. And so, like I said, for people to be able to come together, and I mean, that's why I won that award, is because a lot of the people that have been following this journey for 6 years took the time to go online and to vote for me. And that was, like I said, it brought me to tears. I was overwhelmed because I knew it was a gift of kindness. And for me, that has been the currency of my whole journey. When you say, well, you've kind of financed your project differently, it really has been financed by love and kindness, as a lot of documentaries are. That's what separates nonfiction from fiction films, is that often what calls us to these journeys is a deep passion for something, whether it's for social justice or if it's for search for meaning or whatever it is. And it's not about you don't have a business plan, and it's not about how much money you're going to make or something like that. There's a different calling to it, and I think that's what we all mutually appreciate, which is another reason why audience participation is so important. It's a different type of currency in this world. It's the currency of support. It's the currency of kindness. And I know for me, that is the currency of this project. The fact that I'm almost near the end, and that it's been financed through some grants and largely by by people's love and support for me over the last 6 years. And I always use the same metaphor. It's like we all feel like we stand alone. And I love the metaphor of the forest because it's so true. We all are standing like each of these trees around me, but underneath the ground, all the roots of these trees are interconnected. And so together we are a forest. And community and filmmaking is very much like that. It's what happens behind the shine. It's what's happening under the ground. It's these connections, these roots, these friendships, I know that I'm going to share, now that I realize it's Docklands last night, I'm definitely going to share the link. So not only is it a great time to vote, but it's a great time to share the link and ask other people. We all have a little bit more time on our hands than we normally do. So get involved, it's like in the process. And
Exactly.
Check out trailers. Trailers are so cool. It's like, watch 6 trailers and make a vote. Get online with a couple of your friends, make an evening of it. Like, okay, let's vote. Let's choose one of these 6 films and make a filmmaker really pumped and happy. Change somebody's reality today,
Exactly. I knew there was a reason I asked you to talk to me today. Inspiration. But I also remember how teared up you were when you found out the audience award out there around the campfire. So that's terrific.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just what I needed. I don't need a lot out here, but it was enough to be able to finish this film, be able to work with a few other artists. And it was a huge gift. And it came and it was so interesting because I've always given on social media without trying to sell anything or expect anything back. And I never imagined the power of that at the time. Like, I never realized that when we give, we do receive, that there is this reciprocal relationship between us and others. And so when we give, we do receive. And so also by getting out there and voting for someone is also planting the seed of like something coming back to you someday too. So yeah, it's just another way of another random act of kindness.
Exactly. And I had the pleasure and great honor of spending an hour and a half with Oscar-winning filmmakers Julia Reichert and Stephen Bogner. And they're the recipients of this year's Docklands Honors. So they are truly salt of the earth, and they shared so much of their work in themselves. And both of them believe so strongly in building community. And I look at this and see it as one of their great secrets to success. I mean, amazing. Look
I think so.
American Factory. It's gone so far.
Exactly. It really has. And it is based on grassroots. You know, there's nothing stronger today. It used to be that we would read the paper to read the review and then choose the film that we would. But now so much of these are coming from personal recommendations from people that we know. Hey, I saw this. It's great. So there's a shift in the way that films are getting out there and the way of people are hearing about them as well. So yeah. And you know, the thing is, when someone starts following your project because they're interested in what you're doing, you have a very authentic relationship with that person in terms of your art. And when your art is done, they're like a prophet for you. They're going to tell 100 of their friends, you know, or 20 of their friends, or even 5 of their friends. But chances are, if they've been a part of it, they are a part of it. And they really are. I mean, like you said, we create art for an audience. Otherwise, this is all whatever, you know. So just like, you know, we used to read to know we are not alone. Now we see to know we're not alone. These are the stories that connect us now. So yeah, I think it's really important. And also it's kind of cool that you don't, you know, as an independent filmmaker, I have $0 in that line that says marketing budget. 0, you know, in all the lines, actually, I have 0. So for me, to be able to just, you know, I'm out here shooting over 6 years. I got 400 hours of footage. Clearly, all of it is not going to make the film. So it's so nice to be able to go, well, I'm going to share this today. It may or may not ever end up in the final film, but it's a part of the journey and it's a part of the story. And it's another way for it to sort of be shared. And a lot of stories happen organically. So you actually end up seeing what's resonating and people get back to you. And it all becomes a part of the shape-shifting experience, which, you know, storytelling is. You take experience and you shape-shift it into film or a book or whatever art that you choose to make from it. So, yeah, it's a very powerful. Like I said, there's always a paradox to everything. There are definitely negatives, but it's also what you choose to make it. And for me, I choose not to seek it as a way to monetize or brand myself in that way, or I'm not looking for free anything. I was just a way to share and expand it from just sending your mother a photo to sharing it with people that were interested in some of the things that you're interested in as well.
Yeah, well done, well done. And I highly recommend, if you can, take a look at the Docklands Honors programs this year. My conversation with Julie and Steve in a program of their films, which is anchored by their most recent feature, 9 to 5, The Story of a Movement. Amazing film.
Oh, cool.
The archival footage and images in it are totally entertaining, but also incredibly enlightening about that time. And there's a 48-hour watch window to catch it, and that begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. So you might be able to put that down.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Diane.
You're welcome.
From Trapper
Creek, BC.
And I am certainly excited about you landing in Victoria, BC, whenever that might be.
Yeah. On the turtle shell coming in, floating in on the little red canoe. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. But I'm also in the moment just grateful that I'm here and I'm surrounded by pine trees and little critters, and I'm grateful for this time to talk to you. So best of luck, Joni. I wish I can hardly wait. One of the great things about finishing this journey is I have a list of about 200 movies I want to watch. So I'm sure a lot of them will be on your list. So, but I will definitely share and ask people to vote tonight in Docklands as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Carry on and stay safe.
Thanks, Joni. Thank you. Bye.